Okay, we are live. Hey everyone, welcome in. This
Hey.
is my very first live. So if you're here in the chat, let us know where you're watching from, if you're comfortable doing that. Um, yeah, just put your name in the chat. I am here looking at the comments too, and would love to see them. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I have my first guest on my channel, the incredible Marissa T, MNT the Artist. And we're going to talk a little bit about art therapy, using art as therapy specifically for Black women, and the benefits that that can bring, really tapping into our creative side and getting to know ourselves basically through the process of using art to heal. So I will introduce myself. So my name is Marissa Price. I am a Black woman social worker. I am starting a business to support Black women entrepreneurs. We got Nicole in the house. Hey, Nicole. Thank you for the comment. Um, yes, I am starting a business called Free Black Woman Virtual Solutions to assist Black women in starting and growing online businesses to get free. So that can be getting free from a job that doesn't serve you, a toxic job environment, and really leaning into the digital tools that exist and platforms that exist, because there are so many options that didn't exist before. So I want to put that information out there, and I am highlighting Black women entrepreneurs. Marissa T being an amazing artist who has offerings that you may share with us. But yeah, I will pass it over to Marissa to introduce herself.
Hi everybody. Thank you for being here. This is also my first live. So I'm a little bit nervous. But Marissa gave me a great introduction. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. My focus is mostly on using art for healing purposes and also to capture emotions and making that art with different found materials and sustainable materials.
Yes. You have an amazing YouTube channel too. I don't know if this is okay to share that, but it's if it's not, please let me know. I will keep it
Yeah,
brief.
of course. On YouTube, you can find me. It's Enough. So ENUF by MNT. And then if you want to check out my website, in the blog section, you can find those videos too. If you're not a YouTube type person, and that's Enough, ENUF by MNT.com.
Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. I'm just pulling up our questions here. I see. Hey, Lavendula. Hey, Lala. Thank y'all so much for commenting. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the first question, and this is just how did you get started as an artist? And then what advice do you have for other Black women aspiring artists?
Okay. Forgive me if I look down a little bit. Marissa was kind
No,
enough to
you're
give
fine.
me the questions in advance, so I took a couple notes because I don't want to forget anything. But as far as starting as an artist, I feel like I've always been an artist since I was a little kid. I was that weird kid that was, I don't know, in church drawing the people and crocheting all the time, even at concerts. I was just always trying to make something. But as I got older, I kind of put art to the side because I thought it wasn't a viable career option. And I kind of gave up on it and I started to resent that side of myself. And not until maybe like the end of 2019, I decided that I wanted to get back into art because I was feeling a little bit lost. And I really started diving into art fully, doing it just all of the time. And I just started slowly sharing my work at first just with like coworkers and then friends. And then that spread into me getting a couple opportunities and now me starting to pursue doing art full time.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Yes, and if you don't mind, I do want to touch on something because I feel like this is like something we're told all the time that you can't have a viable career as an artist, and I feel like that just kind of, stunts our creativity, especially growing up with the creative things that we have inside of us, right? And then we're told, well, you'll never be able to do anything with this, so you might as well just hang it up and just, go to a normal job or something like that. So I think a lot of people can relate to that. I certainly can. Okay. And the next question is just what inspires you to create? You have so much creativity. You create art in many different mediums. Your painting is absolutely amazing. If y'all ever have a chance to see, in the way that you're able to create stuff out of things that people wouldn't even think of, things that people throw to the side, you're able to create something so beautiful out of them. So, what is the basis for your inspiration for creating all these things?
Um, sure. So I think that one thing that really I'm not sure why I believe this, but I just strongly believe that if you want something, that you have everything you need in this moment to make it happen, and to achieve that thing. And so if I don't see something in my immediate reality, then because of that belief, I kind of think it's my job to create it. And so that just keeps me like endlessly inspired. A lot of the things that I want aren't necessarily like material things. It will be like a feeling. Like I want to feel joy. I want to feel peace. And so a lot of my art comes from me wanting to create those feelings. And so a lot of times that's why you'll see that maybe I made a painting with cardboard because that's what I had available to me to express those things. Or um, yeah, so I hope that's a good answer to that question.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah. And I just want to shout out your stickers. I don't know if these are one of your offerings yet, but I did have the chance to preview stickers Marissa made that are absolutely amazing. I still have them in my journal. Um, but they're hand drawn stickers. And if you were a sticker lover like me, they are amazing. So your talent spans multiple mediums, and I just want to give you your flowers. You are an amazing artist. And I do see Alicia in the comments. Hey, Alicia. So we actually met in Alicia's community called The Garden, which is for Black women, kind of re-exploring our creativity. And so, yes, thank you for creating that beautiful space. Alicia, glad to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, And I guess the next question, we kind of touched upon it, but if you want to go a little further, what are the different mediums of art that you create?
Um, sure. I kind of just create with whatever I think will get the feeling that I'm trying to get out across. So a lot of times, and I think I'm a person that likes instant gratification. So I've been trying to lean into that a lot more lately. And so sometimes what I'll have available to me is just my voice. I'm not the best singer, but you'll see that a lot on my YouTube channel. If you do check it out, I'll if that's what's immediately available to me, I'll use my voice to express whatever emotion that is. Sometimes we're talking about mental health, so I guess I can touch on this. Sometimes I'm trying to release a feeling, and so I'm dealing with like anxious type emotions, and so that will lead me to do things that are like more sculptural or like crocheting or like bending wire, things that are just much more tactical, and I'm using my hands. And then for my paintings, either I'm doing them digitally sometimes. I don't do that so much anymore. A lot of them are with watercolor, or sometimes they're just with any other medium that I happen to find. Sometimes with a lot of the brown in my pieces that you'll see is actually coffee, because I'm a big coffee drinker. And something about just like when I have like that tension built up in me, it's just like a amazing release. If anybody ever tries this, just drop coffee on a page and then see what that makes you want to make afterwards. And I
I
just
love
kind of
that.
like let intuition guide me with that. But yeah, I'll create with with whatever I have.
I love that. I love that. And you also use a lot of, like I said before, like recycled materials and stuff that people wouldn't even think of creating art out of. What inspired you to, open that portal to to create art with these materials that people wouldn't even think of? Is this something you've always done?
So it's something that I always like longed to do, like as a kid, but I always thought it was like a little bit weird. I used to, my dad tells people this story all the time, but I used to like walk around and I would collect leaves and rocks and I would glue them together on a page and I would give them to people as a gift. And they would look at me crazy, like, what is this? And then he would be like, oh, she thinks it's pretty. Um, and so for a while, I like kind of put it aside. But when I wanted to get back into art, the materials felt so precious and like I didn't want to be wasteful. And so it made me like scared to actually create things. And so I started experimenting with creating with discarded things because it just gave me freedom. It allowed me to not feel so precious, to not feel like the pieces had to be perfect, and to have the space, a safe space to be able to get out those to get out those emotions that I was feeling. That's honestly what it was. And then I've always been a really like kind of like a tree hugger, and so the idea that like I'm this is also good for the environment. And then it's also something that everybody has access to. Everybody has a recycling bin with cardboard in it or cans or whatever it may be. And so that idea, it kept me going. And so I was like, I'm gonna stick with this because it feels right.
Hmm. I love that. I love that. I do see a comment from Lavender right here. She's the inspiration for the pile of cardboard boxes I'm pouring in my living room. Yes, I love that. I love that. Yes, you have definitely inspired me to see the possibilities that exist in just stuff I have lying around. So, yes, that is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I guess going on to our next question: how has art helped you heal, and how do you think it could help other Black women heal?
Hmm. So I think that it goes back to having like that safe space. Just being a Black woman in America, you kind of feel like you have to present a certain way. You need to be palatable. You need to, like, sometimes like your feelings are too much for people. Like, if you do feel an emotion, like you're that angry Black woman. If you, if you suppress everything, then you become this people pleaser and you're drained, and later on you're bitter. And I feel like there was no right way to exist. And art was there was no wrong way to be. And just having that safe space where nobody nobody could say if it was right or wrong. Nobody could say sometimes people can't even know what I'm painting about. It's up to me to know what this means to me. And so I had no reason for like to feel like I need to be understandable. And that was so freeing because I feel like as a Black woman, we're forever code switching and forever trying to over explain ourselves. And it's exhausting. And so I just think that art is a place where you can find rest. Um, and I just want to say that with art therapy, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything beautiful or something to be shown. Like art therapy for you, sometimes for me, it's collecting rocks and piling them together in a way that looks pretty to me. And it could be drawing in the dirt, it could be anything, but there's just such a release you feel from creating. So even if you don't see yourself as creative or artistic, I just implore you to, to give it a try, even if it's like making a special coffee for yourself. Anything can be creative, you know?
Hmm. That's such an important point. Yeah. I see Alicia's comment here. Art is a place you find rest. Yes, that quote, Marissa. Seriously. Um, but I think that's really important just to emphasize. Like you can find stuff in your everyday life. If it's rocks, like you said, in organizing them in a way that feels pretty to you, that brings you pleasure, that brings you joy. Um, that is art too. Because I feel like sometimes people think art looks one way, and if you don't have the skill to create it that way, then you're not an artist. But art spans a lot of different areas. So thank you for that. And hey, since May is Mental Health Awareness Month, I did want to talk about the benefits of using art as therapy, which we talked a little bit about already, but how art can help you heal. Um, if you have any thoughts to share about that.
Yeah, definitely. I was fortunate enough, like maybe like 2 years ago, to be able to go to therapy, just for a little bit, for maybe like I think it was like 6 weeks. It was actually from a woman. She has a YouTube channel. If anybody does need like resources, her channel is it okay if I share that?
Yeah, absolutely. Hmm.
Okay. Her older channel, I think it was Brandy Jackson Wellness. And so she has like a lot of resources on there. And then a newer channel that she has is called like Spiritual and Mind. Um, but honestly, like therapy, and she is like an amazing woman. She gives so many free resources. But at times there's like a big barrier to entering therapy, like monetarily, time wise, finding the right therapist that you vibe with, because I've heard so many therapy horror stories. I've experienced one horror story, not with that woman, but on BetterHelp myself. And it's so hard sometimes. And I think the benefit of art therapy is you can take therapy into your own hands and you can control it yourself. And at any moment, you have access to heal yourself. Um, if you're in a meeting and you're feeling anxious, you can doodle on your notebook. Nobody knows. And that can give you a release. It's just something that we always have, access to. If you're feeling pent up emotions in your body, you can sing. Even if you don't consider yourself a singer, it feels so great to just have that release. And so I think that it's so important, especially for Black women and all of the barriers that we have, to have a space where there are no barriers to your healing. You can get started right now today if you want to.
Hmm. That is, oh, that was a lot of gems right there. Seriously, because yeah, I have had my own experiences with therapy where it hasn't always been great. And sometimes it does take a while to find the right therapist. In the meantime, it costs you so much money because we know, especially in the US, therapy is not accessible. There are programs, things like the Loveland Foundation, that do make therapy more accessible for Black women. But as a whole, therapy is still inaccessible. Um, and I think that's really important to know that art is always there. You can find art in anything, and you can take healing into your own hands. And you don't have to place that power in someone else's hands. You can have those tools with you, and always revisit art as a therapeutic practice. So thank you for sharing that. Just reading the
Yeah.
comments here. Yes, singing is definitely therapy. Yes, it is. I have found, especially recovering from a toxic job, and having the privilege to work from home, there were times when I just had to like put on music and just sing because I had all those emotions going on inside. So that is such a great tip. Yes, singing is therapy. And yeah, there are no barriers to your healing. This is just dropping all these codes. Thank you. I definitely have to go back and watch this. Yes, yes, yes.
If
Yeah.
it's okay, there's one thing I wanted to
Hmm.
add to,
Yeah.
that reading the comments, it reminded me of, that also, and you reminded me of it too when you said you listen to music. You also don't have to be the creator of the art to experience the therapeutic benefits. You can totally listen to music. Go to your local museum, look at your kids' art. You can, you know, um, clothing is a big one for me. You can, dress in a way that makes you feel excited and somebody else made those clothing. There's so many, you can build a Pinterest board. You don't always have to be the creator to experience those benefits of the healing and the release.
Mm, that is so important. Yeah, because I know when you shared your art in the garden, in the community we're a part of, it was healing for me just seeing what you created. So yes, we definitely attest to that. You don't have to be the one that's creating it, although you can. It's always accessible. There's no pressure. But seeing the creativity of other people really kind of ignites that flame within us as well and helps us heal. Yes, thank you for sharing. Okay.
I'm loving reading the comments.
I know, me too. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Okay. I did want to ask before we end the live if you have any products or services you currently offer, and how people can get in touch with you if they want to know more, connect with
Yeah, for sure. And then also, is it okay if I jump back? I realized I totally skipped one of your questions
you. Oh
about
yeah,
how other Black women can get started in art. I
yeah,
think it was the first
absolutely,
question you asked me, and I only answered half of it.
yeah.
Because I actually did write notes about that because, like, if it was me years ago, that would have been so helpful to know.
Hmm.
But I just want to say, like, number one, claim that identity for yourself. If you want to be an artist, just start calling yourself an artist, and then you're it.
Yes.
And then make work and share it. Like, I promise you, like, I didn't believe this, but like the more you share your work, opportunities just open up because people want to have authentic experiences. And there's something so special about seeing somebody's soul on a page or however you do
Hmm.
your art. Um, and then also, if you're just starting out, make art that's meaningful for you, because as you grow in your skills and you progress, and you look back, even if the older stuff that you made is like, you're like, oh, my skill level wasn't there then, it's still going to have that same meaning for you. And that's what's going to be powerful and carry you through and make you have a body of work that you're so proud of. And that impacts other people and that helps you communicate with other people. And the last, just protect your dreams.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's okay to be delusional and totally believe in yourself and it's not you. Cut them out tomorrow. It's okay. If you believe in it, it's meant to happen.
Hmm.
Um, like, had I known that like years ago, I would have tried so much sooner. If you have that dream inside you, it's meant for you. It's there for a reason. It's not meant to make you agonize and hope and wish. It's meant for you to fulfill it. So
Hmm.
find community, like how we found the garden. Like, find people that are going to rally around you because you deserve that to happen for you.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Sorry, I went on that
Yeah.
like long tangent, but I just
Oh
thought it was
no, no, no.
important to say.
It was. It was. No, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I'm just looking through the comments here. Yes, Alicia says claim that identity. Yes, because so often we're taught that our identity lies in other people's hands and what they think about us, and then we can earn that label from them to call us that. It's like no, we can call ourselves our identities. Like absolutely, absolutely, that's so important. Okay. And someone is asking, what is your Instagram, YouTube, if you want to share?
Yeah, for sure. So my Instagram, and I'm not an Instagrammer, y'all. So if you go on there, like, help me out, teach me the ways of Instagram. But it's MNT underscore the underscore artist on Instagram. On YouTube, it's at enough. So ENUF by MNT. And then my website's also www.enuf by MNT .com. And then if you said what offerings do I have?
Yeah.
So I just released this yesterday, but I opened up a shop and it has little handmade items on my website. If anybody wants to check that out, for anybody that's interested in the stickers, there's a full tutorial on my website to make the stickers yourself. And in my shop, you can actually download the sticker file for free and just print it and make yourself stickers right away, or you can buy them if you want. But um, I really believe that I don't know, that art is just meant to be shared, and so whenever I can share it, I will. If I can,
Hmm.
give a tutorial, it'll be on my blog. Sometimes I'm not quick with it, but um, those are all the places that you can find me.
Yay. Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to your website and checking out those stickers because when I tell you, y'all, the stickers are everything. Yes. And I'm so excited that you have an online store. Yay. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Just reading through the comments. Yeah. I've been doing that.
Sure.
Congratulations. Yes, yes, yes.
I'm not
And
sure
I
if there's
will
a way
link.
to.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say link. Yeah, I'll link all of your information in the description box. So for those of you who are watching on the replay, you can find all of her contact information, website links in the description. I will make sure to post that. Um, yes, CC Speaks. We will get you in the description box. That information will be there. But as we're wrapping up, just wanted to see if you wanted to share anything else before we depart. And thank y'all so much for being on my first live. It's Marissa's first live too. We so appreciate you being here, and just wanted to give Marissa the floor. See if you have anything else to share.
Um, no, I just wanted to say thank you, Marissa, for this opportunity. Um, and I just wanted to say if you guys can follow Marissa Price on her Instagram, like there are so many, and also her YouTube channel. There are so many tips, and honestly, as I'm growing as an artist, I literally just do what she says, and it works. I and Yeah, so yeah, it 100% works, and I feel myself growing. Also, Alicia Renice from the Garden, I follow the things that she says. And it works. And so just believe in yourselves and take the steps, and reach out to other artists. If you need help along the journey, you can totally reach out to me. I'm new at it, so I'm totally down to tell you what I know and grow with you. But that's it.
Yay, yay. Well, thank you so much for being here, sharing all of what you shared. It has been healing for me just in the course of this live to hear what you've shared and to see your amazing artwork. Thank y'all so much for being with us. Yeah, Alicia said blushes. Yes, giving you all the flowers for creating the garden. And y'all, please join the garden season 2 coming up in, I think it's July. Just an amazing community of Black women supporting, uplifting each other, collaborating. It is absolutely amazing. Yes. So thank y'all so much for being here again. And I will go ahead and end it. Thank y'all.